Previously on the First Watch. In the southern part of the Kingdom of Alison, two monster hunters, Hide of Beast and Sikya Thanthwe, took a contract to kill a troll that had been terrorizing loggers. Upon battling the troll, it began to speak to them in a language they did not comprehend, before being slain by the hunters. Perhaps just as disturbing, the contract put out by a mysterious benefactor required them to bring back parts of the troll, but for what purpose, the hunters did not know. After returning to the town of Ferrith, the pair spent some time in town, visiting with various shopkeepers and Sikya's young acolyte friend, Meccan. They then took their next contract to hunt down a vicious pack of wolves. But when they arrived at the cave where the wolves had last been seen, Hyde and Sikya were surprised to discover not wolves, but wargs, and a goblin den. After defeating the goblins and looting their bodies, they found a magic scroll containing a powerful word of recall spell, something shocking to find in the possession of a lowly goblin. They also found a cage containing a small grotesque creature. Sikya used her magic to speak with the creature, and found out that it had been dragged here from the abyssal plane. The pair returned to the town, only to find it in shambles. Abyssal cracks had opened in the ground and pulled people through, including the young Meccan. After deducing the word of recall spell may be linked to these abyssal cracks, and take them to somewhere they could stop this devastation, the pair and the cleric Erevan used the scroll and found themselves in a desolate and barren land far south. There they met Gamorg, the half-orc fighter who had been banished to this land some weeks prior. He described a cloaked figure in Ferrith who visited him in the night and sent him here after he had made too many inquiries as to who was wanting troll limbs from their contracts. The four of them traveled north until they came upon a burnt-out city, and within it, a throbbing, humming noise. They followed the noise to the center of the city and found a cloaked figure hunched over a macabre flesh golem. The figure bid them leave, at which point the voice of the boy Meccan was instantly recognizable. With him, a small demonic creature that had once taken the form of his pet frog, but now revealed its true twisted nature. The party struck first, not allowing Meccan to expound upon his plans or actions. Meccan called forth hellhounds from the abyss to aid him, and while the battle was close, eventually Meccan was slain. The hellhounds drove off, and the small demonic creature vanished into the dark. The party quickly burned the body of the flesh golem to prevent it from being brought to life. After investigating the scene, they found a book detailing the return of the god of pestilence, Stith, to the material plane. What Meccan was doing, how he was connected to Stith, and how the party will get home is yet to be discovered. Realmshield, as you look around you, you can still kind of hear the bays of the hellhounds as they are tearing away from you, preserving their lives. That's the last sound, though, as everything else is going quite still. The only other sound being the sound of Erevan, the halfling cleric, as he is rummaging frantically through books and papers trying to find anything to give him clue as to what may have happened. What do you do?
I'm going to go to the body of Meccan. Is he dead?
He is dead.
Can we find a way to talk to him, perhaps? Does anyone have this sort of magic?
I mean, I could do it,
Sikya?
just not today.
Will it work on another day, or does it have to be while the body is still warm?
You hear Ervin kind of call out without even looking at you. Don't touch him. He needs burial. Just leave the boy be. And continues to work through everything.
I'll be back. And I climb on Luna.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go outside and just kind of do a circle around the perimeter, see if I see anything.
Okay.
Maybe a city, I don't know. I'm just looking for whatever I can find.
Roll a perception check. Not with advantage, because this is just sight-based, and so Luna's not helping with smell or anything like that.
She's just a really big horse.
At the moment.
Perception?
Yes.
Oh, that's not a great roll. 8.
Oof. Starting season 2 strong. No, you look around, and I mean, before you had seen the ruins of the city that expanded for quite a ways. It's a large city, but it's so large that you're not really able to see that much past it. Not anything but horizon.
It's all desert?
It's not even desert per se, as it is. It's almost like scorched earth. But it's not desert in the sense of having sand. It's dry, cracked ground, rocks. Any vegetation that there would have been is just withered away and dead and dry like sticks.
Any other ruins or edifices that I can see in the horizon?
Plenty all around you in this city. How far that extends, you haven't explored.
And I don't know if I can get this with my perception check, but are we in the outskirts of the city, or like in the middle of the city, or like where are we?
With an 8, hard to perceive. Yeah.
Great. Okay, I'm gonna make my way back.
Okay.
Did we find anything in the books?
Did we?
You had looked briefly in the books before. I believe you had rolled something like a 6. It was not very high, and no, you did not find any, other than that little bit of information about the god Stith. Not much of that would potentially pertain to what's going on here.
Is Ervin still looking through the books?
He is, yep. He's still rummaging, kind of head down, just going as fast as he can through things.
How's it going over there, my dude?
It's just, I'm trying to find what he was, and he just kind of keeps, like, not even hardly acknowledging you.
I'm gonna check Meccan's robes.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
That went great last time, so. Okay, that's good. Investigation, you said?
Yep.
21.
21, okay. You rifle through Meccan's body a bit. You find a dagger or two. You find a couple different holy symbols, a little bit of coin, little scraps of paper, nothing written on them. He is wearing a ring around his middle finger of his right hand, which is incredibly polished, almost like a mirrored polish to it. No scratches or anything on it. It's very clean, which is kind of a little standoutish. But other than that, you don't really find anything.
Do I know if it's magic? I've seen magic things before.
You have, and I mean, it's fairly good guess, although what type of magic it is, hard to tell, but it's a good guess that there's some sort of enchantment on this.
I'm gonna take the ring and leave everything else.
Okay. As you're beginning to pull the ring off of his finger, you hear, "Ha!" And you turn around, you look up and see Ervin kind of rushing towards you, like, "Leave the boy alone!"
Ervin, I understand your sentiments, but we need answers and we need to get out of here.
I said, and he begins to conjure a little bit of flame in his hand, "Leave the boy alone!"
I let go of his hand. What is your plan, Ervin?
I don't know. He was all I had.
I'm sorry.
What was he doing?
I don't know.
He turns around and goes back to the papers.
I'm gonna go by him. Can I help you look for anything? Can I be of assistance? At this point, you need all the help you can take.
If you can find anything that would get us home, or anything about the golem he was building, or the abyss, anything that would give us clues to what was going on here.
Erevan, I'll look at the books. The boy has a ring on him. Can you look at it? Maybe it was corrupting him in some way.
All right. Kind of turns around, heads over to Meccan, very gingerly, kind of takes his hand and begins studying the ring. Takes a few moments to do that.
And I call Siki over. Hey, Siki.
Mm-hmm.
I don't... How do I say this? I don't know how to read that well. And I've seen you read before, so maybe you can help me a little bit.
Yeah, I can try. What are we
I
looking?
know have we looked through this pile of books, because I know you read through some books, but have we read through these ones?
DM, have we gone through these these books?
Probably not. There's a good number of piles.
Okay.
So I'll say this is a fresh pile of books.
Okay. Yeah, let's look at them. Investigation.
I can read.
Gamor,
Gamora, you can read as well?
Do you want to help me
Yeah,
look?
I can help. Yeah, sure.
So, is anyone trained in Arcana? Siki, you probably are.
How would I know that?
Proficient in, so the little dot
Yes.
next to the...
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else proficient in Arcana? Okay. Gamor, go and make an investigation check.
Okay.
Siki, you can make investigation or Arcana.
Okay.
And
I'll do-
Hyde, you can make an investigation, but it's a disadvantage because you're not terribly literate.
I'm gonna be flipping through the pages, looking for pictures.
There are plenty of pictures and symbols, so it's not a lost cause that you might come across something, but it's a disadvantage.
What type of roll is it?
Investigation for you.
You said Arcana for me.
Or investigation, your choice.
Okay, I'll do Arcana. It was 19.
19? Okay.
I got
I got 14. Oh,
14 for both of you?
double 14.
That was great. Okay, so the two of you find, Gamorgan and Hyde, a good amount of different literature on different spells. You do find a couple pictures, Hyde, that depict something along the lines of what this flesh golem may have been, the stitching together of pieces. And Gamorgan, you kind of come over and read, and yeah, it's instructions on how to build one of these things, and a lot of it goes over your head. It's very high level magic. Very high level magic. Siki, you are looking through, and you also find a book that talks about golems. But it's talking about golems as a host for a spirit, for a soul. About the possession of such an edifice by creatures or spiritual beings from other realms to be able to be a part of this realm without necessarily having to possess another person and overtake their will.
And the golem body is burned to a crisp.
You burnt it to a crisp. Yep.
Well, that's good though, right? We don't want any evil spirits attacking us.
Remember, feels like a year ago now, we found out about the god Stith. Is that his name?
Yep.
The god of
Yeah.
pestilence. He wanted to return to the material plane. Do you think that's what he was trying to do with the golem? Because what I'm reading here in this, in this scroll over here looks like a golem was a host for some kind of spirit, especially one that's on a different plane.
Right, but I mean, he was trying to do that and we stopped him, right? So it's over? Or is it not that simple?
I mean, we destroyed the host, but what if the spirit was on this realm?
Can you look for spirits?
I don't know. I've never tried.
I can't. I can tell you that right now.
Let me look in my things and see.
Or can I close my eyes and can I try really hard to feel an evil spirit around me?
Yeah. You close your eyes, you twitch your whiskers a little bit in your tail.
Yeah.
And no, nothing.
Don't even get to make a roll. No.
It's like the scene from Last Jedi where Luke is like tickling her hand with the leaf. And it's like that's
sure.
the Force. That's the Force.
All right.
Well, I have something called Detect Evil and Good, but it's only within 30 feet, so I don't think I can do that.
Well, maybe we can get close to the burnt column.
Maybe.
If the ghost is here, maybe he's hanging out by that thing.
And maybe it'll want to get the new host, so maybe we shouldn't get near it, right?
If we like take some dirt and throw it over there, will we see the dirt bounce off of him?
I'm not sure
I
that's
would
how
concede
spirits work, but you can try.
I'm gonna take a handful of dirt or dust and just throw it over the golem.
Make a dexterity check.
That is a 21.
A 21. Perfectly tossed. Disperses just a little bit, just to make sure that, it wasn't just one little spot, and it just passes through the air. Doesn't hit a spirit.
So no spirit. So that's great. Maybe.
Well, maybe.
Erevan, have you found anything with the ring? Can you detect its magic?
After about this long, and about 10 minutes that he's been working on it, he goes kind of sit back and go, this starts to explain things. This is a ring of mind shielding. He's not supposed to... We have these in the temple, amongst other artifacts. He wasn't supposed to have this.
Erevan, I think you might want to start thinking about the fact that he was not an innocent boy, but that he was someone else, and that you didn't know him completely.
That creature, his toad, that was not a toad. That could have been corrupting him. I've known him since he was a young boy. He got that thing a couple years ago.
From where?
Showed up with it one day.
It was invisible when it left. I tried to find it and I couldn't.
If it can make itself look like other things, it could be anything and anywhere at this point. It's a lost cause looking for that. Unless it wants to find us. He kind of reaches up and touches his throat, which is a little healed from the magic, but like the thing, there's still like marks and everything from where the thing had been biting him on the throat.
Erevan, do you have any idea of where we are right now?
I do not. I am far out of my depths at the moment. I am not, I said this before, I am not an adventuring or battling cleric. Spent my life at the temples. Kind of looks around at the ruins about him, and he's like, this is all quite something out of a scroll, is it not?
Gamord, Siki, I don't know about you, but I think that maybe we just need to look around the city, see if we can see any toads. I don't know what other course of action there is. I mean, we looked through the books and we learned what we learned.
There's a lot here, and if Meccan was learning magics beyond what I could have taught him, or I wouldn't have taught him, this must be where he was learning it. There must be something in these piles of papers that would tell us how to get back. I can give the boy a burial, and then I can look through these while you scout the city.
Okay.
I go over and just kind of like pat him on the shoulder, and then
Kind of looks up at you,
and then I walk away.
I walk next to the morgue. You know, you stabbed his boy in the face. That was pretty...
Yeah, I know. I
Pretty
did quite a
bad.
number on him. Whoops.
Yeah, he was not an innocent boy, though. I don't know. It's just my opinion. He sent you here, right?
Yeah. He was trying to kill us, so I don't know. Instinct kicked in.
I mean, he was making like he was talking about something, but I've always heard that if you let a bad guy speak for a long time, then you miss a chance, and I just kind of shot him. Do you think that was the right call?
Well, it was the call that happened, and we won, so that's all that matters.
Okay. I'm okay with that. Should we go look through the city?
Let's do it.
Sure.
You see Ervin on his hands and knees, kind of next to Meccan, just beginning to dig into the dirt with his hands, like trying to shove dirt out of the way. He kind of pulls out a small little knife, and like he doesn't even, like, his eyes aren't even really like focusing on anything. He just seems to be in shock, like trying to dig some sort of a makeshift grave.
Maybe we should probably help Erevan.
Yeah. He seems a little distraught.
I may have a shovel.
Can I
Yes, I have a shovel.
Okay.
go up to Erevan?
Yeah.
Erevan,
Yes.
we will put him to rest, but tomorrow we do need to talk to him. So we can try to give him some peace tonight, but we can't bury him tonight.
Kind of looks around. Can we at least, I don't know, not to be morbid, but prop him in the corner over there? There's like a little part of the raised stairway and everything that kind of creates a little corner down on the ground. Not leave him just lying here in his own blood.
We can do that. Are there any like loose rocks around?
Various ones of, small hand size.
Okay. Can I help him carry Meccan over there and then kind of start piling up rocks a little bit?
Okay. Yeah, so you kind of both bring the body and kind of scooch it up against, kind of sort of half sitting against the corner, and you begin to pull rocks that direction.
Not to be morbid, but Gamor like stabbed him in the face or something.
Mm-hmm.
Does he still have a mouth?
So it is. There's a mouth,
Okay.
The Joker mouth.
but one side, like there's just a massive like double gash, and like some of the flesh is a little like peeled back.
Okay.
It's pretty grotesque.
Okay.
Did a number on him.
You did.
So, I have a question. Do I remember where Meccan kept the toad? Because he showed it to us once. Was it like under his sleeve, or was it in his shoulder, or something
It
like
kind
that?
of was, yeah. It would kind of either be like, under his, like in the breast of his robe, or like a little up on the shoulder, kind of like tucked in here where he could kind of keep it hidden a little bit.
Okay. I don't know if this is gonna lead to anything, but I'm gonna take a dagger that I have and just cut out a little square in that breast area because I want to use that for tracking of the toad if it'll help us at all.
Okay, smart.
I'll explain that to Erevan so he doesn't think I'm doing something.
That's fine. Yeah.
All right. Can we cover him with something? Do we have any blankets or something?
Do you have any like robes or blankets or something?
I'm sure I get a robe, maybe. Actually,
I mean, you would have had your packs on you because you had just come back from adventuring when you came here. So whatever your inventory would hold.
I mean, I have a bedroll.
Yeah, I mean, you could kind of pull that out and kind of place it over him a little bit.
Yeah.
I stop Siki before she does that. I'm like, let me use mine. So it's the least I can do. And I like put mine on there.
Okay. Cover him up. After a couple minutes, after having him covered up, Erevan seems to get his composure a little bit. He's still pale and shaken, but not having to look directly at the sight of the dead boy seems to help appease the mind a little bit, and he begins working through the papers, working through the books. He's got a tiny little pair of spectacles that he's pulled out and from his robes and put on, and he's a little more methodical now. Like he's actually gotten a chair and sat down and has a stack next to him and is beginning to work through, scanning quickly, looking for any magic that might help.
So should we just go out in the city then?
Yeah, let's go for it.
What are we looking for? I mean, I know that I'm looking for an invisible toad, but that's going to be near impossible, so...
I say we just explore a little bit and see what's out there.
We do have a giant Luna.
She is an imposing figure right now. Twice her normal size, where she already would have come up to head height.
Do I know if she's gonna be able to carry all three of us? Because I know she can carry 2 people when she's normal.
Yeah, you would. I mean, you looking at her, you would imagine that she could carry all 3. She's big.
Will she let us carry her, or Will she carry us?
Probably won't let us carry her, but she'll let us climb on top, I'm sure.
Okay.
Isn't that right, girl? And I give her a pat in her.
She got her.
Here, climb up, and then I have Gamor first. You're going in the way back. I'll give you a boost.
Okay.
So climb.
Cool.
I will say, just because of the nature of her being large and new people and everything, Hyde, give me an animal handling check. Just to keep her appeased.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Okay, I have to look at my animal handling. Oh, I have great animal handling. That's amazing. 19.
19. Okay, no problem. She's receptive to your commands. And before long, the 3 of you are on her back.
Great. So I give her the little piece of cloth that I grabbed, and I just see if she can follow a trail.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a perception check for Luna as she tries to use her nose to pick up on that trail.
Okay. And I just gotta look at her stats real quick. Perception, you said?
Yep.
Okay. She has advantage on perception, and I don't need it because I just got a natural 20.
Nice.
Natural 20. Okay.
And perception for her is +6. So 26 total.
Okay. So she sniffs it and you all have to grab on tight to some of those bone spines that come out of the back of her. And
I forgot. She has bone spines, so watch out for all that.
Yeah.
Thanks for the heads up.
She goes tearing off in a direction, in a bit of a southwestern direction in the city, and she's kind of stops every once in a while and sniffs and keeps going. And about 5 minutes in, all of a sudden she stops and begins convulsing.
Oh no!
Oh no!
And you are all bucked off of her as the potion of growth lapses. and she magically shrinks down to her normal size.
Oh my god.
But you can all make dex saves if you want to try and not be thrown ass over tea kettle, but you are all getting thrown as she reverts back to her normal size.
Woof.
Ooh. 19.
I got a 15.
Okay, Gamorg.
11.
11. Okay, y'all land decently enough. Gamorg, you kind of hit the dirt pretty hard. You don't take any damage from it, but it's not a graceful landing. So now you have a normal sized Luna who still has the trail though. After a moment, she kind of, gathers herself a little bit and kind of comes over to you and is a little freaked out. She's kind of whimpering a little bit.
It's okay. Girl. It's okay. And I pet her a little bit, make sure she's okay.
After a moment, kind of give her the cloth to smell again. She starts to pick back up on it. And yeah, she kind of charges off at a good clip southwest.
I guess we're running.
You all begin to run. After a time, she comes to a small burnt out hut. A little bit of a rectangular building that the roof is completely gone. And it is just kind of whatever stone was left there. Anything inside is completely gone as well, just burned away. And she kind of does that thing where she kind of comes up to the door and then just...
You got something, girl? Good girl. And I'm gonna... I'll wait for the two to catch up. And I think we got something here. Get your weapons at the ready. And I take out my sword.
Okay.
And I'm gonna kick open the door.
Okay. You kick open the door and you look inside. Make a perception check.
20.
A 20.
Total.
You look around and you see kind of the burnt out husk of a small house. There's like a table that has been kind of charred and broken in on itself. There's a bed that is like just kind of all burned away, little bits of cloth kind of flying off in the breeze. No people, no little imp creatures, no toads. A couple bugs crawl along the wall. Off to the side, you see a centipede and a spider kind of going off, kind of spooked by your sudden entrance into their previously quiet abode.
Is there any sign of living here? Can I tell that maybe is this where he was staying, perhaps, or something?
Not any sign of living. There's no recent tracks or any food or anything like that. Yeah, nothing that you can tell.
What's Luna doing?
Luna is still growling at the door.
At the door?
She's in the doorway growling, looking inside. She's actually a little too big to get in comfortably into this doorway.
How big is this from the outside, this building?
I mean, it's probably 10 by 20.
Okay.
It's small.
Okay.
I'm gonna try something. Let me see something real quick. Okay. I'm going to try detect thoughts with my medallion of thoughts.
Okay.
It has 3 charges, then I use 1. Actually, it's a new day, so I have all 3.
Okay. You have to put it towards one creature that you can see within 30 feet of you. So,
great.
Creatures that you can see are Gamorg, Hyde, Siki, Spider, and Centipede. Yeah.
I forget,
Okay.
can you...
Just because I have it, I'm gonna look at Gamorg.
Okay.
What are his surface level thoughts?
What are your surface level thoughts, Gamorg?
I'm thinking about food, and when we're gonna eat again, and what we're gonna eat. Mostly questions.
On brand.
And then I think I can only focus on one person, so I don't think it transfers from person to person.
Good thing you used it on me.
I got some good intel. Okay.
All right. Can I try something?
Sure.
And also, you can't use the detect thoughts on Luna, right? Because you'd also have to
I
be
think
able
we
to
talked
speak.
about that before.
I feel like we
It
talked
depends
about
on
it.
Luna's intelligence level. No, you can use it on things that don't necessarily speak.
Okay.
It's just if it has an intelligence of 3 or lower, it doesn't have any effect on them. So, like, a fish, you're not going to get anything from it. But a fairly intelligent beast, potentially.
Oh, she is not smart.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Okay.
Can I... So we're still standing at the doorway.
You are.
Luna's growling at the doorway.
Yep.
Nobody's gone in
her
yet?
Her hair's just up. You guys are kind of...
I came in because I bust through the door.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you're kind of like just inside this little burnt out hut.
Okay. Can I try detect magic?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to see within 30 feet of me if there's anything magical.
Okay. You cast detect magic. You sense a faint aura of magic coming from over in the corner. Like the far right-hand corner.
What school of magic is it?
Let me look that up real quick.
Curveball.
You'll never know in the end. Transmutation.
If I only knew what that meant.
So I'm going to kind of like whisper to everybody, like, there's something in that corner. And it's got something to do with transmutation. I'm not super familiar with that brand of magic, but...
I think you can turn a burger into a pizza with transmutation.
So it might be the thing.
Okay.
Can we learn this magic?
Okay, I'm gonna slowly approach the corner. Gamor, come here too, so we can flank the corner.
Okay. You both begin to approach into the corner. There is
I have
a
my
small side
double-bladed
table.
scimitar out.
Okay, there's a small side table. Some cobwebs. That little centipede kind of crawls up the wall. Let's head that direction. See
Wait,
the
I
creature.
grab the centipede.
Okay.
Is
You grab the
that where the
centipede.
aura is coming
Yeah.
from?
In that direction. Make a dex check.
Sneaky, not on my watch. You said Dex what?
Yep. Just a dex check. You're reaching out to try and grab.
14.
14. Let's see what a centipede can roll for dex. Ooh, interesting. Okay. You go to
Like a
grab at
plus
it,
9.
and it kind of does that thing that bugs do where it skitters real fast and your hand misses it, and it begins to head, and it threw a little crack in the stone and disappears into the wall.
Yeah, those things taste pretty good in a pinch. It's too bad.
I think it might be the toad, Gamorg.
When it was
Oh.
skittering away, did I see like the glowing around it?
You don't like see a glow so much as you kind of get like a radar ping, but it did move.
Well, it says I see a faint aura around the creature or object.
Then I stand corrected. You did, yes.
Around the caterpillar?
The centipede.
The
yep.
centipede? Okay. I'm going to take my warhammer and just smash it wherever that was.
Okay.
Wherever I saw it
roll
go
an
through,
attack.
like smacking a spider.
Yep.
Gosh, what do I do?
You rush up just as it goes into the crack.
Oh no. Do I just add my hit?
It's like a regular Warhammer attack.
No. 7.
7. Okay, I mean you hit the wall, but you kind of glance off it a little bit, and you're not sure that you like you didn't like break a hole in or
Okay.
anything. Like you kind of just chipped a piece off the.
What are these walls made out of?
It's like old stone.
Can I still see it through?
No, you can't see. I mean, you can sense it, but you can sense it crawling through the wall and out the other side.
So I can see it within, unless it's a foot of stone, an inch of metal, lead or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
So at this point, just as it gets to the other side of the wall, it's a foot of stone away and it disappears.
Okay, but I saw kind of it went around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, you saw it head out to the outside.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna say it went this way
Already.
and turn around and run out.
Okay. Haul ass around the outside and head around. Make a perception check as you look for a bug on the outside.
I'm gonna
wall.
bring Luna too.
16?
16. And you still have detect magic up, right?
Yeah, it's 10 minutes.
Okay. You do not see the centipede. What you do see with your detect magic is a faint outline of some other bipedal creature, small, running north.
Like in the woods?
Like, well, there's no woods, but like running
right.
into the wasteland.
Let's go, baby.
All right, I'm gonna say it's this way, and I'm just gonna start running.
And she's the only one. She's the only one that can see the
Yep.
glow, right?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
You're just getting a ping, but you can't actually see a creature at this point.
Can I send Luna after it because it still has a scent?
It does.
Luna's speed is 50.
Okay.
So go get
In
it.
that case, you sick Luna out there, and I'm gonna say her scent allows her to track this thing. It's gonna still be difficult to like pinpoint it, right? Because she can't see it. I will say go ahead and roll. She's able to catch up with it speed-wise, so I would say go ahead and roll an attack at disadvantage.
Oh, natural 1.
Oh,
Oh no.
she bites into the dirt and kind of does that flip over thing. She like goes down a little too hard, and kind of gets up and shakes herself off and starts sniffing the air, trying to track it again. Siki, are you running after it as well?
Oh yeah, no, I'm not as fast as her, but I'm like,
Yeah.
no,
What is your
it
speed?
went that way. 30.
30?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a fast little bugger.
Okay.
It is getting away from you at full speed, but you're still like you're keeping it just on the edge of your detect magic field.
Okay.
But it's starting to gain ground, and you're gonna lose it soon.
Can I don't know if she's gonna let me do this. Can I try to like hop onto Luna and be like, go girl, go get it?
Roll an animal handling check.
Can I help with that? Like, can I grab Luna and like steady her maybe? Oh no, I'm just as fast as Siki, so
Yeah.
I could
He
have
is
been
very
running with
fast.
her.
Yeah, he is very fast.
Is he helping?
I will say he's helping. You're gonna lose a little time with the both of you trying to like
I'm trying
cajole
to get her
Luna.
up.
Yeah, but
Okay.
you can roll again. What was it the first time?
It's a 1.
It was a 1.
Oh,
yeah, I
take it,
figured it had
take
to
it.
have been.
Okay. So with advantage this time, or use the 1?
Well, no, whatever your second roll was.
Okay.
'Cause you rolled
Well, the
with
second one was
advantage.
a 16, so 18. So
18. Okay. With Hyde's help, you get yourself up there, and you kind of point Luna in the direction.
yeah, I have no way
She
of like
begins to tear
guiding
off.
her. I'm just like
Yep.
Good luck.
Hang on tight.
Hang on
just like
tight.
holding on, like this way. No,
Yeah.
no.
I'm just running
It
along
take-
behind.
I'm gonna run after them too.
Everybody's just tearing through the wasteland after something invisible, which after a moment, you do begin to gain ground again. Luna is faster than this creature.
Okay.
You're about to get close enough to take an attack or cast a spell, whatever you want to do.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Is this? Yeah, it's concentration. So, I guess I'm gonna hold. I don't want to kill it, but I'm just gonna hold my warhammer
Okay.
and just wait till I
You're
get.
just holding the warhammer?
Yeah, just like trying to get close enough to take a swing at it.
Okay. Would Luna be going for another attack?
I sicked
Yeah.
her on it, so yeah, she is.
So roll another attack with disadvantage for Luna.
Um, 15 to hit.
15 to hit. Okay, that does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh boy. Okay. 12.
12 points. She bites out, and all of a sudden, you see materializing in her mouth the limp, unconscious form of some sort of creepy-looking little demon creature with these long, jagged ears and sharp little bitey teeth, little claws on its hands, and a long tail, lizard-like tail.
Yes.
And she's got it. She killed it.
You're such a good girl. Such a good girl. I'm gonna catch up to her.
She's kind of beginning to chew on it.
Drop it. No, I don't want her to chew on it. I'm gonna command her to drop it.
Okay, she'll listen to you. She drops it. Backs
Okay.
off.
Good.
It's dead.
Wow.
Well, I just realized that doesn't help us any, right?
I mean, I don't really know what we were expecting it to do.
We keep killing things that we're supposed to interrogate. Okay, I'm gonna look at the creature. You already described it, so okay. It's nothing like I've seen before, right?
No, it is. It's bipedal. So its front legs are a little more hand-like. It's got little jagged claws, kind of like this greenish gray. The whole thing's about yay big, the size of a pumpkin or something like that. And it's got this long lizard-like tail, these large kind of teardrop-shaped jagged ears, and then all the teeth are like, it's got like a little bit of a turned-up nose, and then all the teeth are just like these tiny little razor-like teeth in its mouth, like a piranha.
Yuck.
Maybe we can bring it to Erevan and he can tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, maybe it's in one of his books somewhere.
And you can't speak to it right now?
Not right now. I am tapped out.
Me as well. Okay. I look around. Are we just in the middle of a...
You're in the middle of the ruins. No defining features. It's just burnt out buildings.
Does Luna know how to get back?
Does she know how to get back?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Okay.
Between the four of you, and you're good trackers and whatnot.
I know how to get
reorientating
back.
yourself
What
to
are
the
you-
sun
what are
and
you
finding your way
talking
back
about?
is doable.
Okay.
I don't need Luna's help to get back. I can track. We left tracks in the dirt. They're right here.
Oh, look, tracks.
Yeah.
So handy.
Oh yeah, that's our footprints.
You see? Okay. While we're walking back, can I look for any vermin or any small critters that I can maybe hunt?
Make a perception or survival check.
My choice. Okay.
Your choice.
What am I better at? Oh, I'm really good at survival. 17.
17. You keep an eye out, and you don't, other than a couple other bugs, you don't see any sort of creatures anywhere.
So I'm gonna reach into my bag and I'm gonna take a bit of rations and I'm gonna, without saying anything, just give something to Gamorg. Slide it over to him.
Thanks,
Just
man.
some beef jerky.
Nice. I'm like, so I gotta say that little guy, I don't think we missed out on much with as far as conversation goes. I've seen some pretty weird creatures in this land, and I've tried to have conversations with a lot of them, and it does not go well. So
Good to know.
What's the weirdest?
Have you seen it?
The weirdest thing you've seen?
oh man, Andrew, what's
Go for
something
it,
that
Joe.
would be-
Go
okay.
for it, Joe. You
I'll
tell
just
me what
make
the
it up.
weirdest thing in the wasteland you've seen.
Well, I saw this one thing that I don't know how many eyes it had, because there were some that were behind fur and things, and it was all eyes. I mean, it was terrible. It was
How big?
very large. It was about this, much bigger than Luna. Yeah, much bigger.
On four legs?
At least. It might have been 6. There are a lot of 6-legged things around here. It's weird. It's very strange.
And you just tried to have a conversation with it.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like laying around, and I walked up to it, and it was just staring at me with all its eyes. And I was like, hello? And he did not like that, and immediately just tried to kill me. So I ran away.
Did you kill him?
No, I didn't even want to go there. I just ran. So.
Well, hopefully we don't run into that.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Because that sounds awful.
He was really far away. I don't know.
Hopefully you don't.
Actually, no, I killed him. I turned around and killed him. He's
No,
gone.
you didn't. No, you didn't.
Wait.
No, you didn't.
Is that where the bacon came from?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
That had many legs too, but that was different. It was much smaller.
Cool.
All right, we'll keep walking, making our way back.
After a while, you do make your way back where Ervin is deep into stacks of books, and has just kind of got piles that he kind of discarded off to the side. He's got a new stack. He's actually on the ground now, kind of sitting cross-legged, like kind of going through things. He's abandoned the chair, and he kind of sees you coming, and then just goes right back to what he's doing.
Seems to be going well.
Should we interrupt him to tell him about this or no?
Hey, Ervin.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you remember the little demonic thing you said was like influencing your friend?
Yes, I do.
This wouldn't be it, would it?
He kind of backs up and like
It's dead.
papers goes flying a little bit as he kind of sees it.
It's dead. Yeah, it's dead.
Oh, shouldn't have done. No, don't do it like that next time. Start with we killed the thing. Here's the body.
Okay.
We killed the thing. Here's the body.
Thank
We did,
you.
And here it is.
Have you
Good.
seen this
I'm
before?
glad it's dead.
That's pretty much
No,
it.
I've never seen anything like it before. It's. Siki,
I mean,
bring it. Siki, bring it to me.
Oh, yeah. Here you go.
So he kind of takes it, looks it over. Come here.
Oh,
And
okay.
the two of you begin to look at it, both being Arcana clerics. He kind of talks with you a little bit, and you kind of examine the different parts of it and everything. And before long, it's you're able to decipher that this is some sort of a tiny fiend, a demonic creature.
While they're doing that, can I take Gamorg, and I say, do you want to go hunt something for dinner?
Yeah. Let's do
All
that.
right, let's do it. And I take Luna and we go without them noticing.
Okay. Are you trying to sneak away?
Sure.
Okay. I'll say they're pretty head down. Roll stealth checks with advantage.
15.
20 for me and 18 for Luna.
And Siki, what's your passive perception?
I don't think it's any of those.
I don't think so.
12.
Just to be sure. 12, yeah. You don't notice them leave.
Okay.
And neither does Erevin. So the two of you stealth away.